I'm on a mission to make math less daunting and more accessible as a casual field of study. So today, we're speedrunning Khan Academy's Grade 1 math section. The rules are simple. I'll only be doing the exercises, unit tests, and the course challenge at the very end. This means that I'm going to be skipping the videos and articles, and any questions within the articles. From the exercises, I can't skip any questions, and if I get a question wrong, then I have to keep trying until I get the correct answer. No hints. Needless to say, I won't have any external help like friends, LLMs, and calculators. Now the speedrun starts off with Unit 1, Place Value, where the first lesson is numbers to 120, which teaches about, well, numbers up to 120, and tests our knowledge on whether we understand the order of numbers. This topic was easy enough, it just asked about missing numbers in a sequence and what comes before or after a certain number. Next we move on to Lesson 2, Ones and Tens, where we first get tested on our ability to make numbers into groups of tens, and also go in the other direction as well. Now the math becomes a little harder, and we also have some ones in addition to the groups of tens. But my elementary school teacher prepared me well for this, and I was able to get through it with a breeze. Next topic, they introduced double digits into the ones, and they had a new type of question, which asked me to identify numbers that are the same, but are written in a different way. When written mathematically, I don't have much trouble, but when they are written as tens and ones, I couldn't look at all the options with my peripheral vision, and I had to look at the options individually. This lost me a couple seconds for sure. Now on to quiz 1, a mini-boss if you will. But here, I slipped up. I hit the enter key before I could type in the 0 for 50. And I got animation locked and lost about a second. But everything else went smoothly, and now we're moving on to lesson 3, comparing two-digit numbers. So whenever I see the inequality symbol, I have to use the heuristic that every great mathematician uses, the alligator eats the bigger number. Using this heuristic, I was able to get through the questions without any problem. Until this happened. This lost me a couple of seconds, but all went well afterwards. Coming up next, we have more of the comparison questions, so I'll just skip through them. And now onto the unit test, to showcase the culmination of the learning that we just did. The unit test was easy enough, so now let's move on to Unit 2. We're now getting out of the easy territory and stepping into the deep dark depths of addition and subtraction. Luckily, we don't have to prove how addition works using piano axioms, so we get through these with ease. In fact, these were easier than the previous unit, since there was less reading and just more calculations. Now they want us to read and count and do math all together, a nightmare if you ask me. It took up a lot of time reading the question and making sure I wasn't mixing up addition and subtraction, because sometimes they ask things like, oh, there were 12 monkeys and 6 of them left. How many are there now? But other times they asked how many there are after 6 more monkeys join in, so I had to be careful. Now onto my favorite, Lesson 8, adding ones and tens. Really, this was much easier than counting numbers. But then, they hit me with a curveball. Now all of a sudden they want me to add 4 two-digit numbers. I'm not sure if I could do that when I was in first grade. Now the unit test. It wasn't so bad, and I finished the split at 1439. And now we're on to the final unit, measurement, data, and geometry. It first asked me to rearrange these objects in order of height, and it was easy, or so I thought. When it asked me to reorder the sharks from longest to shortest, apparently I failed to order it correctly. I thought I was going insane. I doubted my abilities to pass first grade math for a second, but it seemed like just a glitch. However, this cost me around 10 crucial seconds, so I had to lock in to make up for this. But then, they hit me with a surprise. I never thought they would ask a question about transitive relations in first grade. I was flabbergasted, discombobulated, perplexed, and even worse, next they asked me a question about whether an egg was taller or shorter than 4 blocks. to me it seemed like the same height, so I just had to metagame Khan Academy and guess that they wanted me to say shorter. And I was correct. Next, they asked me to interpret data from a bar graph. I thought this would be easy, seeing that the first question asked me to just sum everything. So I went into the next question thinking that it would ask me to do the same. But it didn't. It asked specifically for the number of cats, not the total, so I was confused at first and lost some time here. Lesson 3 wanted me to tell the time from an analog clock. This made me wonder, can kids even read analog clocks nowadays? I feel like everyone has phones and iPads that there really isn't much of a need to read analog clocks. Anyways, we move on to naming shapes. And as a proud first grade graduate, I didn't have much problem with these. And the next section wanted to make sure I know when shapes are divided equally, and I passed it with ease. That is what I would say until this happened. Yeah, I got a brain fart. I guess I should be put back into first grade after all. But anyways, let's move on to the unit test. Yep, easy enough. And now onto the final boss, the course challenge. This would test my knowledge in every aspect of first grade math. I knew that the word problems especially would be a formidable opponent, so I locked in and headed straight into battle. Right as I thought everything was going well, this happened. I thought I lost all my progress, and that I would be behind in time, but luckily, I was saved by Khan Academy. My progress was saved and I could continue from where I just got the error. The rest of the run was quite simple and I ended with 2451.1, which I don't think is too bad, but there were definitely some areas that I could have improved to get a better time. You guys watching should give it a shot too and let me know how well you do. Thanks for watching the video, and I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. I'm really trying to make math more casually enjoyable and accessible.